I'll go with Steve Weintraub Collider. How are you both doing?
Doing
great,
well.
man.
How about yourself?
I'm doing excellent. Thank you for putting up with my technical difficulties.
Hey,
All good. Happens.
that's life.
After I finished the movie, the one thing that immediately occurred to me was, even if people knew that your brain would be like dulled, they would still, like most people would probably still go through this because of the way we are with society now and looking good. Agree or disagree?
Unfortunately,
I think
agree.
I would have to agree, unfortunately.
Yeah. Some bullshit.
I completely agree. So for both of you, I'm fascinated by like the making of movies and making of TV shows. In your career for both of you, what shot or sequence ended up being like the real pain in the ass to do, whether it be because of a camera move, dialogue in the camera move, or whatever the reason?
I can't think of like a specific scene, but I know like ones that always challenge me are those scenes where it's just a lot of business happening plus a lot of dialogue. Because I think sometimes I get too distracted by hitting my marks, and sometimes you have to do exactly what you did the first take for continuity. And then when you want to get into the dialogue and just into the feeling of the scene, you're gonna forget some stuff. Like if you were walking by, you picked up a cup, drank it a couple times, put it down, you might forget that. And you might not want to think about that. And that could become very frustrating when you just want to just focus on the feeling of the scene, but you also have to hit the marks. And that also depends on who's directing and stuff like that. So that's what always trips me up.
Yeah.
Personally. Yeah.
I have this TV show that I do where I'm constantly the only one who can drive vehicles. And we like to not use automatic vehicles. We use manual gearboxes, and I'm also the only one who can use manual gearbox. So I get stuck in situations in foreign countries often where we are against the elements, and I play a character who talks a lot. So I think doing all of those things with cameras on cars or boats with all sorts of stuff going on is difficult, but it's a fun challenge for sure.
Yeah, listen, I truly don't know. I could not do what you guys do. I've tried to I'm just giving a lot of credit.
Thank you. Thank you.
Saying it like that. So with Uglies, you see the shooting schedule in front of you. What day do you have circled in terms of I can't wait to film this? And is there a day circled where you're like, how the fuck are we filming this?
Oh my God.
I think honestly it was the same day. It was the fight sequence in the smoke. Because we had spoke to the stunt coordinator and he had showed us a previs of all of it. And I was like, first of all, this is so badass. Second of all, how are we going to do this? Right. Third of all, when do we start? So that for me was the scene where I was like, oh, this is going to be killer. Yeah. This is going to be so cool. And it ended up pretty damn cool.
Yeah. I think for me, it was a really, intense scene with me and Joey in the cave. That's one because I just know like emotionally that's a lot going on. So I circle that like excited, but also just like knowing like I have to know when that comes up so I could just prep for it. Like of course you prep, before, but when you get closer, it's like a second prep you gotta do. And then like it was the same with at Stone Mountain in the smoke. It's like all these like
so many movies,
extra stuntmen, stunt women running around and stuff. It's always like, yo, how are we gonna do that? And like to see how the set was built out that day, where they put certain things like in the trees and stuff, and it being like a routine is crazy to see. You always wonder like, how are they gonna block that? And then we got cool storyboards too.
Yeah. We were so prepared. Yeah, it was really cool to see it all come to life.
For both of you, what is the most nervous you've been the night before the first day of filming something?
One of my first TV shows I ever did, I think that was the most nervous. It's like a recurring. It was faking it on MTV. I had a lot of dialogue the next morning, and that was like, I was really nervous about that. Because I just didn't know what to expect. And like to this day, you still don't know what to expect on set. You can never just kind of pre-plan what you're gonna do when you get to set. Everything always changes and looks different. So yeah, that was me.
Yeah. Yeah, I early in my career did a TV show and the scene was cut, but I worked across from Sean Penn. Wow. And that was the most terrifying experience of my life in a good way, but I didn't sleep, and I remember that very vividly of just show up prepared or else. And it was a valuable experience. And the scene got cut, which is totally fine. But it's just something in my brain that I'll never forget.
Sure. And also like moments like that is how you learn as an actor, working from someone who has done it for so long and at an exceptional level.
Yeah. I had such a great conversation with him afterwards and while I was doing that show. So it was like a really, really eye-opening experience to see somebody who's done it at such a high level for so long. Be that normal to have a conversation with a kid who was just a guest star for an episode.
Completely. So I have an individual question for each of you. Keith, this is for you first, which is you got to voice Miles Morales in a Spider-Man game, which is incredible.
Wait, I gotta cut you off. So no, that's not true. A lot of people, yeah, I know. I've seen that too. I don't know how it started.
I apologize.
No, it's okay. I seen it on my IMDb and I was so confused. I was like, how did this happen? And like, I recently multiple people have been asking me about this and I'm like, I never did that. But it's so funny because what is the second half of your question? Is it about playing the game? Because I definitely play it.
No, just the fact that like you got to do that. But I'm not a gamer. I know everything about movies and you know what I mean? So, yeah. But I did see it on IMDb and was like, well, if it's there, it must be true.
Man, I don't know how I got there, but that would be a dream come true. I've met the guy who actually does play the voice of Miles Morales. It is funny because we auditioned against each other when I first got out here a lot. And then we ended up living in the same apartment building for like 1 year. Oh, and then that happened. That's so weird. But nah, it wasn't me. But yeah, that would be dope.
Was it called Oakwoods?
The Oakwood. I did live in the Oakwood off of Parham. Yep.
Right. I mean, when you come out here for pilot season, or that's where everyone stayed.
Yep, Barham.
It wasn't Oakwood for me though, but yeah.
Okay, I'm out of time, so I'm going to have to skip my question for you. But I'm just going to say, I really hope the film is a really big hit for you guys, and thank you for putting up with my questions.
No, thank you.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Cool. Have a great day.